Roxy, the Rhodesian Ridgeback. There's a Jonathan Ross joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to go there. She is a counter surfer. Anything that's on the kitchen sides or anything that she's more interested in, she does that. Okay, so quite clearly, she is not going to get any smaller. She's only a puppy at the moment. She's only a young little baby. She is only ever going to get bigger, stronger, and more heavier. But you can see how easy it is for her and what a temptation it is for her to get that chicken on the side, to get that ham sandwich, to get that whatever is on the side. So she's a counter surfer. Okay. Now, dog training, no matter how you look at it or the different methods or the different kind of ethics or the ethical path that you choose to take within the dog training world, some of it can be very, very complicated to understand. There's an element of it that is all science-based and it's all educational and people have done data studies and all of that kind of stuff. Along with that goes very, very long words, very, very complicated sentences and phrases that members of public that are just normal owners that want a well-behaved dog don't really understand. So as you can appreciate, I try and do my very best to make things or explain things as simply as I possibly can, so that you've got a basic understanding or a basic knowledge of what those really, really complicated words and sentences and phrases actually mean, without really worrying how to do them, without really worrying, oh, I've got to understand this to understand how I need to train my dog. So bear with me on this one because it's going to be a little bit weird. So she is a counter surfer, okay? She clearly knows up. She clearly knows and has a quite a good understanding of putting my feet on the counter, all right? But what she doesn't know is off or down or, Roxy, will you get away from that roast dinner? We need to teach her that because she doesn't know the opposite to up, which is off. We need to teach her that. So enable to teach her that, we have to potentially encourage her to get up. Now, we're not going to continue doing that for obvious reasons. We're not going to reinforce that for obvious reasons. And we're not going to repeat and proof that up behavior. But what we need to do is do that so we can teach her the opposite to up, which in this case is off. So you can clearly see, very, very interesting, whatever's in there, lovely, 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 simulating the roast dinner on a Sunday afternoon on the worktop. She's jumping up, okay? Off. Reward. Okay, we worked there while we spoke and talked. But do you see what I did there? I allowed her to do it. Off. To then teach her off is better than up or on. Good. So if we continue to repeat this, she's going to choose, and dog training is all about choices. She's got two choices. One, to jump up and not get what she wants, because we've got to help her a little bit here by pushing stuff back so that it's not so readily accessible. That's the first choice you can get. Or the second choice is don't jump and you're guaranteed to get something that you want, something pleasurable, a treat, a stroke, a game, a play, whatever makes your dog tick. So we need to make it as simple for her to understand. In her brain, off. In her brain, she only understands black and white. She only understands correct or incorrect, right or wrong, or a good thing or a bad thing. What she doesn't understand is the grey thing that's in the middle, which then causes her to become confused, anxious, impatient, stressed, wired, worried, all the words that we don't want our dogs to be in. But as you can see, the weird thing about this is I'm actively, come on in, jump up, want her to jump. I want her to jump. And then the reason why I want her to jump is so that I can ignore that and reward when she's not jumping. So I'm giving her two choices to make it very, very simple for her to understand. Jumping up gets nothing. Not jumping up gets rewarded. And it is as simple as that. Good girl. Now, she's learning. All right, bit of patience. So I'm just going to wander off and see what she does. She's going to lose patience and go to jump up at that counter. All right, she's going to remember or look, see if I'm not looking, and she's going to try and chance my arm. She's going to try and jump up just to see what she can get away with. However, that temptation is really, really quickly being reduced. Off. Sit. Good girl. And what we can do is we can feed in a command as well. So not only are we teaching her not jumping is a better option, but if you don't jump plus sit, that's what gets you the reward. Okay. So as I said at the beginning of this, bear with me, you're trying to teach the dog not to jump up. So why are you actively encouraging it to do just that? The reason why I'm actively encouraging it to do just that is so that I can show the dog and teach the dog the opposite of what it already knows. Off. Sit. Reward. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So there you go. Counter surfing. Wait for your dog to do it. Don't set it up to fail by pushing all of your food and your sandwiches and your roast chicken and all of that as far away from the dog's nose as possible. But wait for the dog to do it. And again, I know it sounds crazy. Off. Sit. Reward. Good. Now, moving on. Timing is key here, because what we don't want to do is subconsciously train the dog. If I jump up, I get rewarded. Off. Sit. So we need sit. So we need to give it a period of time for her to disassociate the two actions. So we're rewarding, here, come on, Roxy, Roxy, here, sit. We're rewarding the not jumping, not rewarding if I jump, I get rewarded. Come on in, let me come. And as more and more time goes on, and as we repeat this and repeat this and repeat this, she will learn it's not beneficial to jump, it's more beneficial not to jump. So, Roxy, the Rhodesian Ridgeback, lovely little dog, but we just need to give her more clearer, simpler choices to make. One choice is right, one choice is wrong. If we keep the young dogs, or any dog, if we keep that dog in that mental state and that psychological simplicity, they learn a lot quicker and they understand, because we're leading them through the very, very simple steps of what we do want them to do and what we don't want them to do. Hey, Rox. Hey, good girl. Come on in. Come on in. Come on. Right decision, mate. Right decision. Well done. Good girl. Good girl.